Some people are born, I believe that too. Some people are born to cheat. If you like, bring them, create them inside wet, give them the best husband, give them the best money, they will still cheat.
Good day, this is Leadership TV, and of course, you're onto the program Spice. My name is Cynthia Anado, your host this afternoon on the show. Yesterday, we'll be talking about an issue of very, very, very much importance, and that's what? Yes, a recent study was carried out. Of course, it was found out that Nigerian women took the #1 position when it comes to, infidelity in marriage. So that's to say Nigerian women are the most unfaithful in the world. And that's what we're supposed to discuss today on The Spice. Yes. And I have two special guests with me that will be doing that with me. So you don't want to miss it. Stick around. I'll be right back.
Okay, first of all, I had the question the first time and I asked, which research? Who made that research? How did they come about it that Nigerian is the #1, they are female, they are the #1 women who cheat? It's not true. I'm a Nigerian woman and I've stayed around women. I've not seen any. From my own point of view, I've not seen any woman or a married woman cheating on her husband. Because #1, we have a tradition. And our tradition states women are not supposed to cheat on their husbands. Usually you go to the Yoruba land, they have this thing that is usually put on their wife. Of course, you won't want to risk your life over such thing. So with that, I feel our women, they don't cheat. Do you understand? And then for some reasons, if for any reason, some still cheat. Like it could be because of the economy we are in now. Take for instance, like a woman who is supposed to cater for her family. Let's say the husband is not doing anything, and you go out there and look for a job to do. Sometimes they might put you between, you either get the job or you cheat. She has no other option than to go for that. But that does not mean research goes about saying the Nigerian women are the most in terms of cheating. With that, I don't agree. So I think they should also go and do a double check on that, because I really don't agree with that one. Thank you.
Okay, let me say that I have not come across such a research, but it is not improbable that that could be true. I want to see generally that cheating is an industry and it is not peculiar to women. So it's a kind of generalization. But like I said, I have not come across such a research. So I'm not in a position to speak authoritatively as to why perhaps women may be more into it. But if that be the case, there are certain factors that are attributable. Moral standards in society has changed over time. Women are supposed to be like the bastion of morality in society. Women are our mothers. They're supposed to be like the bond, like the adhesive that holds the relationship together, and so to that extent, people tend to hold women to a higher standard of morality. So if you see a married woman maybe smile with a man, there's this tendency to want to generalize that, okay, maybe that's flirtation. So be that as it may, we know that the struggle for existence and survival has grown. There is this Western, let me call it this Western imposition on our cultural values that is teaching women that, okay, if men cheat, you too can cheat. So people are beginning to look at it as, okay, I'll take my revenge. So a lot of women are beginning to strive towards being like men. They want to work, they want to be independent, they want to live by themselves, they want to fend for themselves. And those of them that are mothers, they want to take care of their children by themselves. And if this is beyond their ordinary, how do they used to see their standards, if this is within out of scope of their standard, they may want to do something extra to augment the income. What am I trying to say? They've become more materialistic and they've become more daring. So it's this thing about feminism. It usually encourages women, if you don't want to marry, you can stay on your own. And if a man cheats on you, you can take your revenge. And that kind of liberalism is filtering into our social system. And perhaps, I don't know if those are some of the things the researchers considered, but they are facts, especially in our urban centers.
And firstly, let me put it this way: like, there are men that are out there, they are not actually that responsible. They don't take up their responsibilities. And the women in the house, you can't watch your children suffer. No, you can't watch yourself being not doing that thing that you need to do in the house. Like, some men, they feel very comfortable with it, they don't even see it as anything. But women, we can't go a day without seeing our baby eating or something. So because of that, you tend to, okay, when you see help coming from somewhere, you just want to go into it. It's not like they really want to do it, no, but because of the things that need to be done, they now go into that. Then secondly, the men are still nowhere to be found. Like, they're out there with their side chicks and all that. And as women of the house, you want to feel among. The body needs someone close to you. Sometimes it's not because of what you stand to gain now. No, because you want to feel among. You need someone to talk to. You need a shoulder to lean on. And at times they say a shoulder to lean on is, there's a way to put it, but I don't actually want to go that route. Like, so at times, in the process of talking to some men, they now take advantage of you. You are going into the relationship with a clean mind. I just want to be there. I just want to talk to this person. But they now tend to take it to the other way around. They want to sleep with you and all that. And at times you can't help it. It happens just like that. So in the process of trying to take care of your home, trying to take care of your baby, that is when you now have to now go the other way, and they call it infidelity. But meanwhile, they don't talk of the man that has left you with babies to take care of. They don't talk of the responsibilities you have to take. No, they are talking about the infidelity. It's actually true that women do that, but on the other way, you don't blame them because what they have to do. They do it because of what they want to do in the family.
I don't think there's any logical reason why a woman should cheat. Like, regardless, there's no excuse for that. But I think they probably don't have a mentor, right, that they look up to, that that coach them in this regard, or a spiritual mentor. Like, spiritually, we know that it is not something that should happen. But so I think maybe it could be that. I don't know. I can't really say much about this.
Okay, firstly, I don't believe in the research, but I would speak on why a married woman should cheat or maybe cheating. Firstly, there are so many factors. You see, there are economic issues, there are personal issues, there are upbringing, and there are peer pressure. Economic issues, maybe the woman is not having enough time or enough money within the family. Maybe the husband is not giving her enough money or taking care of the family. That could be a reason why a woman should look outside. Personal reasons. Some people are born, I believe that too. Some people are born to cheat. If you like, bring them, create them inside wet, give them the best husband, give them the best money, they will still cheat, married or unmarried. Peer pressure. You see, what is happening in social media now is another problem. You have a situation where a married woman forgets that she's now married. She's still mingling with the single friends. Single friends are free to go out, mingle, do anything, come back. They are not married. They are free. A married woman that has so many friends that are single and you move with them, there is this tendency that one day you may be tempted to cheat and you start cheating. It's common. So that is why when you're married, you have to avoid some kinds of friends that you keep. So that could be another reason. Then finally, I think cheating is something that is both ways. Some people cheat because their husbands are cheating. If you know that your husband is having a side chick outside, you tend to have a side boy outside. And the women don't even understand that at the end of the day, most of them are risk. They end up, I have a situation in Abuja here where the woman ended up being killed by the same boy he was cheating with. So it's a dangerous thing. It's not justifiable, but it happens. And these are some of my own personal reasons.
Welcome back. Of course, this is the Spice on Leadership TV. I'm Cynthia Arnaldo, your host. And of course, before we went on the break, I told you what we'll be discussing today. And of course, that is a study that shows that Nigerian married women are the most unfaithful in the world. Of course, I told you before that we have two special guests here with us to discuss this with me. And I have Mrs. Solokwe Moriono and of course, Mr. Ole Olasomo. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. And before we go right into what this study is talking about, I want to ask first and foremost, what do you think? I'll start with Solokwe. What do you think is responsible for a married woman cheating? Before we even go into that study and finding that Nigerian women are the first on the list, what would make a married woman cheat? What would be responsible for that?
Well, there are quite a lot of reasons. Quite a lot of reasons that would make a woman cheat. One of such is if her needs are not met. Marriage is a complicated matter, and I just feel there are so many reasons, and everybody have to. If you have some women, they will tell you it's because they are not emotionally satisfied, physically and mentally satisfied. Some would even be satisfied and still would find another reason to. So it's a very complicated question, and then I believe in the course of the program we'll begin to dig into some of the reasons why we feel they cheat. But I think majorly it's because their needs are not met.
Okay, it has to do with needs now. Needs not being met. Okay, Mr. Femi, what do you think? It's why? What's the reason behind it?
Thank you for having me. One of the reasons I adduce is just as Mrs. Tutope has said, it's one of their needs not being met. That is one of numerous, one of so many. Well, let me start by saying this. I remember about 5 years ago, between 3-5 years ago, I have a colleague who we're very close. She's a single lady, and of course, she just joined the civil service. I think this year. She usually tell me something. She said, "You tell me, I know this woman, she's married, she's still following me. I know this one, she's married." So I will be wondering in my head then that, is it possible? That's the question. That's about between 3-5 years ago. I will be asking her, is it possible? Because I found it very difficult to believe. It is now that the issue is so common, so rampant that some don't even do it hiding anymore. They don't even do it. They don't even hide to do it. Let me put it that way. But before I go into this question, I remember I spoke to a colleague as well, unmarried. We were talking about something like this, and I said, "So as you are now, if your husband cheats, you will cheat back." She said, Our response was straight up.
So revenge is another.
Yes, that's where I'm going. Okay. Now, I look at it that I think even the single ladies, they need orientation about marriage. Look at why I said so is because let us look at the mindset of this lady now. If my husband cheats, I cheat back. So that orientation too needs
already.
Yes, it's there already. So it needs to be changed. Just as she said, the economic reason. Yes, it's economic reason. And another thing is some men are simply not responsible.
Okay.
Yes, very irresponsible men are all over the places. That apart from the fact that, let me give you an example. I know somebody that he doesn't meet the need of his family. That's
Okay.
one. He abuses the woman emotionally, physically. 3, there is no word that is too big for the man that he will feel this one I shouldn't say it to my wife.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. So these are so let us look at it that somebody going through all this will find somebody caring for her, showing her love outside.
Yeah.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
And
All humans.
yes, we are all human. And let us also look at this. Let's also look at this from this angle. One very terrible thing why some married women find it difficult to come out. Some of them, it is not their intention. They don't have the intention of. In fact, some of them will tell you, "I can't believe I find myself in this situation."
Okay. What is that reason?
Thank you. Let us look at it from this angle now. When they eventually find themselves in that situation and the abuse continues or continues from the home, and the man outside keeps showing them love, tell me how easy it will be for them to come out of it.
Yeah, that's one issue that yeah.
Perhaps I believe that one of the reasons why women choose is because for me to aspire to more educated society. When the family structure is taught, begins to reflect all the societal, including marriage. Because a lot of women are going through a lot of that. And because of the kind of work we get to see a lot of abuses and all of those things married. And sometimes it's very difficult to begin to point accusation. But one thing I can say is the way these women are raised matters. Because I said earlier that when they are little, because this is one of the reasons, this is one of the predominant reasons they give. Because of course we've had to intervene in marriages, like passion and all of that, and they will say it's not meeting my needs, it's not emotionally available, it's looking at another woman out there leaving me here to rot, and then I just have to, So these are some of the reasons. However, there is a role that a mother plays in the life of her daughter, raising her home. That even when things are not going well in marriage, you don't result into cheating. I'm even amazed and perplexed at the way women just resolve into, cheating all of it.
Twice.
They don't think twice about it.
And times we are in.
Yes, I said it's moral decadence because women that, they were maltreated in their marriages earlier, and rather than doing that, they would rather, probably go to a separate route. They would rather, call for family meetings and try find a way of resolving this thing. Because marriage is a lifetime commitment. And you gave your word. So some are so disciplined to the extent that rather than cheating while I'm with my husband, I would rather know I'm divorced, or I would rather know we have a formal separation. Yes, and that's another contemplation. Is it okay to be cheating, or is divorce better than cheating while you're married? Because some believe marriage is a coping mechanism for not going into proper divorce. But I think that is even more harmful.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I would rather be out, or I would rather expect any woman that is not having it or can no longer cope with marriage to be out, rather than
I think the times that we are in has something to do with it, because in the days, the olden days, women, the upbringing of women is to serve. Women were raised to serve, to nurture, and all of that. But modern society, the rise of feminism and all of that, we are now seeing a lot more women even performing functions that before used to be for just the male. So it's not like an issue of rubbing shoulders. If you do me, I do you. So that is what it begins.
Well, I would not even say that. I would say that knowledge has increased, like you have said, is the era. Women are more enlightened about your rights.
And more exposed.
They are more exposed. There's what they call the fundamental human right. They now know it is their right to be educated. It is their right to have freedom of speech. Do you understand? It is their now, having gotten that education, they begin to see themselves better than the way they were treated. They now know I should be treated better than
the way this person is treating me,
treating me.
and they're able to stand up for themselves, which is in itself good. But if you look at, you mentioned the list, do I preempt you by going forward to say, when you look at that list, and Nigerian women being the top of that list, it says one thing. If you compare that list with every other country, you realize that Nigerian women are one of the most marginalized women before now. Our culture is the type that subdues women power.
Definitely.
Do you understand? So you have to stay at home, you have to raise children, you have to, a woman was telling me the other day how that whenever she makes meal and then she has a baby, things like that, and then she would expect her husband to at least be of little support. And then this man has this king mentality. It is wrong for you to even tell me to do anything.
Go into the kitchen.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then if the woman has actually done prepare the meal, just can you please serve yourself? If you serve yourself is an insult.
Serve yourself.
From African men. Sister, you want to say something?
Yes, I want to. I want,
Please go ahead.
Let's look at it from this angle that a woman pays the house rent
Okay.
while the husband is living there, pays the school fees, pays the bills. Let me just say, pays more than 80% of the bills. And this woman is a civil servant.
Okay.
And these bills must be paid.
Well, the bills have to be paid.
So what do you expect? What do you expect? I know I was with somebody. I was with a woman. The man from the other end was calling the woman and was seeking advice that my wife, but the man admitted that he feel that he has not been doing his responsibility. The man admitted that he has not been doing his responsibility, and that eventually the woman packed out of the house and went back to his parents' house. So the man was talking to somebody and was talking to a woman, another woman. I was like, they just like an acquaintance.
Yeah.
They just got to know that there's anything between them. So as they were talking on phone, I was there. So as the woman was talking to the man, the woman was talking to me as well. So when I left, the man now called back. The man said, can you imagine? The man he was talking to was asking him, who were you talking to? He was asking the woman. He said the woman was now told me, this one that the wife ran away. That for the man to be asking him,
Someone that is not in the relationship.
no, the relationship.
Please, it's very possessive.
So you can imagine what the woman
that's
that
what
ran away.
Of course, this is
So you understand what I'm saying?
major reasons why a man would want to end the marriage. So one thing I would say is that, you see, this issue of cheating is a very complicated one. And one thing is, just like you have said, if the need of, just like I said earlier, that if the need of a woman is not, it can actually lead to a man cheating. Because if you look at the concept of marriage, a man is designed to be the provider for your relationship. You would bear me witness that when a man gives, if he gives you money, women are naturally a receiver. If you look at every design when it comes to marriage, a woman receives. To receiving seed to produce a baby, that is how we are wired.
Yeah.
So when a man begins to give you will agree with me that even when you are not emotionally attached to the man initially, by the time he keeps giving you, he's speaking a love language.
Yeah.
And what that means is that most men out there, that most married men are not even able to perform their husband duty by being that sole provider. So this is one of the reasons some women even step out with no intention of cheating, but because the man is not able to meet the need, then somebody steps into that position. And the same way, if you look at the men, they are wired to actually be when the Bible says be submissive. When a woman is submissive to a man, you give him respect, you notice him, you honor him. It is just a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
But then let's also look at this angle of abandonment. See somebody being with the person for so many years. Before marriage, the marriage counselor talks about don't touch each other, don't do this, don't do that. But after marriage, it's almost like you have to beg for a husband and wife to touch each other. So we're looking at the angle of abandonment. The woman
let me
allowed
respond
to
this one.
I
know where you are going.
Somewhere.
I know where you are going.
We're also
Go ahead.
talking about the increase of knowledge and modernity. You are seeing married women now going to the gym to lower your tummy, your big tummy to be flatter, your Christian mother hand, and then these qualities that you have that your husband don't even look at. You see one gym body or gym bro with his gray sweatpants and his gray shirts, admiring that big tummy and that fat hand and telling you, whispering so many nice things in your ears and all that. So in this situation now, at the home, there's a kind of neglect, abandonment. The husband doesn't even look at you with that admiration that he used to. And then you have this boy at the end of the gym or your office or something showing you all of this attention, you know. So that's this event happening, all these activities now. Can we say there are enough reasons for, you know, a woman to cheat? But I'm also heading somewhere. Let's just be done with this conversation and move to the angle of if it's a choice or if someone always has to blame for this. It's just like you steal a meal from the pot and you say, I stole the meal from the pot because you didn't give me food. That was why I stole the meal from the pot. Or is it that you just went to steal the meal from the pot because you are a thief?
Well,
So it's one of
it's actually a very complicated matter, like you said. The issue of cheating in marriage is a very complicated one. And you'll be amazed that nobody's this how do I put it? This radar.
yeah.
Especially every married couple would at one point or the other encounter a certain temptation that want to warrant cheating, depending on their level of discipline or their understanding of what commitment is all about. No matter, even in the church setting.
Yes.
Because you see, as humans, our sometimes emotions are like water. Flows even to unlikely places. It is your own responsibility now to guide your emotions towards the right path. The husband will always encounter a woman that is prettier than his wife.
Definitely.
Rather than
you think you are fine if you move 2 blocks. You see someone finer than
rather than also a
right.
woman will see a man that is more excellent, more handsome
than your husband.
And yes, so the issue of cheating is very it takes discipline. And now looking at what you said about abandonment is one of the major reasons. If you ask women, they will tell you 90% of, I won't say 90, but quite a lot of women cheating now are encountering this, and it's also almost very natural when they need for a woman to for a defense mechanism to, because you get what I'm trying to say. When the finance is not flowing, the woman is in abject poverty and she knows like, life can be better than this. And then you are seeing a man that is able to provide all of these things. I'm saying this not because I support these women that are cheating, because there is always a better way, like I said earlier. And you know, but I'm just saying this is one of the reasons they say it is. Now, looking at it from that perspective, I would say that for these women that are cheating, one thing that is very paramount is if they are not their needs at all. And for this needs, you would also want to blame it on the economy, because many men that are currently abandoning, it's true. You would, when I was growing up, my dad was literally working in states, and my mom was working in states. And if you ask my dad, he's actually doing all he can to put food on the table. You know, I didn't experience any one of them cheating. But I'm just saying this is an avenue for the enemy to come in and you know for strange women to come, yes, and a strange man, because the woman is married but her husband is not here. We have so many women in Nigeria and they have husband abroad overseas. You know, and then in that case, what do you think? Do you think the man that's there? I'm not insinuating anything, but for a man to have left his wife for a greener pasture for 2-3
just like
years,
Japa syndrome,
exactly
right now,
and the women
marriages being separated, long distance, and all that.
And you know, even though most of these people are aware of the danger of that separation, but the economic need is higher than even the decision they had to make. So they just turn the deaf ear. Oh, okay, it's just going for 6 months. It's just, I remember one of the routes that a friend was supposed to take, he said 1 year. And I'm like, 1 year. And before you know it, 1 year is over. But you know, nobody is saying anything about your sexual need between that 1 year. What exactly is going to happen to you? So make that decision. At the end of the day, we now begin to see the effect as women cheating, because the husband has gone. If the statistics was to be taken for men, you would also realize that we have higher number of women cheating.
Let me just buttress what she just said. This cheating thing, let's look at it from this angle. There are women that are never satisfied, no matter what the husband gives to them. No matter the level of yes.
They
No
are
matter,
never
yes,
satisfied.
there are women like that.
It's their choice not
Yeah,
to
women, and there are women, and there are also women, those ones, if they see any man better than their husband, giving them monetary attention and giving them that gives them more money than their husband, they will fall flat. Those ones are just, I would say, they are money conscious. But there are women that not even asking for too much.
Not moved.
No, yes, they are not moved, they are not even asking
They're
for too
content.
much.
They
They just
content.
yes,
You
thank you.
never
That
use
is the
that
word.
word.
Yes, they are contented with whatever they have. But a situation where even the little one they should be contented with is not there.
Exactly. You're right.
Okay.
I don't know whether you get my point. The little one they are supposed to be contented with is not there. So those ones too, if they see anyone that this thing is because we are just as I was telling somebody, both of us are human beings and there is limit to human endurance. I said something when I told somebody, I said there's limit to human endurance. He said, even Jesus Christ cried to God that why have you forsaken me?
Forsaking me.
I don't know whether you get my point. So for me, there are so many things that are responsible for this. It's a topic that we cannot even exhaust.
Yeah, we cannot.
But to be
cannot
sincere, if we
really.
look at this issue from that perspective, we now saying once our needs are
No met
then cheating is justified.
No, it is not justified in any way. It's not justified in any way. The point I am trying to make is I will advise the men to up their game.
Okay. Up your game, man.
Yes, that's what I will say.
And
I will advise the men to
I'm
up their
talking
game.
about
And I will advise the men to up their game, and then the women too should be contented with whatever.
men.
And again, apart from monetary, there are women that are not even looking for money. There are women that have suffered so much abuse. Yes, they've suffered so much abuse that, and that's why you see some women die in their marriage. That's why you see some women, they go to Lagoon in Lagos and jump inside.
But do you know that women who have suffered many abuses, it's not how do I put it? You may generally not find them cheating. I have many women who have gone through many divorce time, and you will still find them saying, "I want to fight for my marriage. I want to fight for my marriage." I believe strongly that the pandemic of these cheating women is coming from the reckless women on the street.
That's what I said. Is it a choice or
You will find I've spoken to so many people who have no reason. You will see the
They
husband.
don't really have any strong feelings.
The husband is fine, giving them attention, giving them money, everything the woman should want. And yet you will find the woman cheating with someone that's not even measurable. Some of them even sleep with gates and the rest of them.
There's this.
All right, we're actually running out of time. Let me just divert a bit to the men.
Before you divert, let me quickly say this. There's this court case. A woman took the husband to court and told the court that the husband usually abused her physically. So when they had the matter, they asked the woman, "What do you want? Do you want separation?" The woman said no. She just wanted the court to beg the husband to stop beating her.
I saw that video.
Okay, let's divert a bit to there's a trend now on social media that they are looking at married men reads. I don't know if people have come across that trend. It's called married men reads. That's the lies married men tell to single girls like they want to
I will have married
have
you.
something. They say, okay,
met you
if I had met you earlier,
I always have married my wife.
I am married, but my wife is just like my friend or my sister. All of those kind
about
of
to divorce.
you
We are
need to watch out for this trend. It's hilarious. You see a lot of exchange of text messages and so many lies, but we are laughing about it. I'm asking myself, is it because there are men that will turn it into a Twitter meme or an Instagram meme? I don't think it would be this funny if it were married women we were doing. There will be a lot of outcry and all that. It's almost like society has normalized men to say, okay, now man now. But there is so much anger and frustration when it comes to a woman cheating. She's insulted. I'm not supporting any sort of cheating, but there's always the talk of it's a man's world. Why is it that a man, most women are even enduring in their marriages, they have serial cheaters as husbands, but they are still there, slugging it out. We're a family, we are in this commitment together. But a man would find it very hard to forgive a cheating wife. So I'll talk to Mr. Kuli about
Let that. That's right. I'll come in. Let that.
And this is why we have so many women cheating in Nigeria. Because you mentioned something about culture now. You see, our culture is in some ways allow men to be themselves. Let me use the word to give expression to their level of indiscipline. Because I don't think they keep saying men are polygamous in nature. But I'm saying when a woman, we are all adults here, when a man and a woman are in a romantic relationship, it's a give and a take. If sex is not enjoyable to a woman, she would not be in a relationship. So if a woman does enjoy sex, then a man does, what is applicable to a man is applicable to a woman. But we keep turning a deaf ear. We keep ignoring the fact that women also have it and they enjoy this thing as much as men does. Now, look at it. There are some cultures in Nigeria currently, as I speak, and I mean no disrespect, that allows a man to cheat. But when a woman goes out to cheat, her first son dies.
she runs mad.
She runs
all
mad.
sorts of tradition.
And this thing is not applicable to the men in that community. What are we saying? What are we saying? That a woman has to be punished for it? Even let's look at the Bible. Two people were caught in the act of adultery. Or can a woman sleep with herself? No. The adulterous woman. It was the adulterous woman that was brought to Christ to be judged.
Yeah.
Where is the man?
The man was not there. So we've noticed the level of marginalization in inequality in judgment. And whether we like it or not, we are human too. We have feelings. We understand pain.
Yeah.
So I'm in a marriage commitment. My husband has the liberty to
But a lot of men will say that even when I cheat, I'm not using my mind or my emotion.
well,
But it's always said that if a woman does, her emotion
that
is
is applicable.
I think that's where the pain is coming from.
That is applicable, but women are quickly evolving. Let me tell you why. The people on the street, the people, sex workers on the street, they are able to sleep with multiple
Oh,
men.
it's business.
Yes,
of course.
they're able to. So women also can now begin to modernize or modify their reasons for sleeping with a man. I'm sleeping with him because of fun. You see a woman with a, so to say, disgusting, person that you would never have thought. I'm sorry to use the word. Nobody should be really disgusting. But I'm saying a man that is old enough to be your grandfather is sleeping with a girl of 18 years or a girl of 20, and you
For the
know
material
there is no
things,
attraction between these two people, but she's able to do it because of what she has to gain. Do you understand? So these are some of the reasons. Now, if you are saying a woman cheats with all of her heart, that is true in some settings, but a woman can sleep with a man with no strings attached.
I still want to talk about the forgiveness. I want Mr. Kule to talk
Yes,
about
I will talk about it. And I just want to add to what she said. I was coming to the religious side, the role religion has played in all this. I know a certain religion approves 4 wives.
Yeah.
Now, probably, and just as you also gave an example of the woman called
The
adulterous woman in the Bible, where is the man? So I think if you look at those two together, that's why they tell you it's a man's world, because they believe a man can have more than one wife.
Yes.
A woman shouldn't have more than one husband.
in certain religions.
Yes, so for me, I think that has aided the men to do whatever they want to do as regards relationship,
Yeah.
as regards their relationship, marriage, and all that. I think that has, in a way, informed their decision. But when you talk about forgiveness, well, I will say that just as it is, of course, I know that. Okay, let me give you an example before I go into it.
We are actually running out of time.
Yes,
so we
yes.
have to
I will go into
say
it now. It's just you understand what I want to say better with what I want to say now. There is this couple. They have issues in their marriage. So elderly persons intervened. So the woman was not, according to the woman, she said she was not able, she said she knows that the husband goes outside. That in fact, he has an 8-year-old girl outside. Now, when they were talking, they were advising the woman, don't leave your husband. If you leave your husband, another woman is waiting somewhere to take him. The woman told the man, those intervening said, I'm not even complaining about whether the man goes out, whether the man has some people outside. That for your information, he has an 8-year-old daughter outside, which I just got to know this year. That was what he said. What I'm complaining about is for him to do his responsibilities, basically take care of his needs. I should not be the one paying house rent. I should not be the one doing this. I should not be the one paying the bills. So when you talk about forgiveness, I will say that it goes both ways. Just as some women will not forgive. Yes.
You know, there's a higher probability.
Yes, of course. Yes, I know. There is higher probability, but there are men that will also forgive.
But
the ratio may be higher.
The ratio is
The ratio may be higher, or the percentage may be higher. But there are men too that will forgive if their wife is caught.
if she's caught once, but if she makes cheating a lifestyle,
Of course.
many men will not be able to put up with it.
Definitely.
Because just like we said, we are wired differently. Emotionally, a man we think differently. A man and a woman are wired differently. And what that means is that a man can come to you repentant and say, maybe I cheated on you, it was a
I'm
moment
sorry.
of weakness, and the woman forgives. But for a man, he wants to forgive. But because
The ego or the pride,
because it's
all of those characteristics.
if you understand how lions are with their territory, some things are territorial for them. It's an insult, a slap on their existence that another man is sleeping on their wife. You understand? When a woman may begin to give herself the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe I didn't do right, maybe it was my fault. A man is not seeing it that way. He's seeing it as, you've insulted my existence for you going out there. So the gravity of a cheating wife is not the same.
It's
as
definitely
yes.
I wish we can continue this conversation, but we are definitely running out of time. But what I have to say is marriage is a huge commitment, and everybody has to constantly remind themselves why they even went into that commitment in the first place. And then when you are in line with that, do what is right. Thank you so much for staying and watching The Spice. Today, I'm still Cynthia Omando. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.